What is up, guys? Good old-fashioned cola. I'm playing Oblivion Remastered, and it's less about the game and more about what I've got to say. Obviously, I will touch on Oblivion Remastered. That's why we're playing it over anything else. I don't feel like doing really any important quests right now while I'm playing, so I'm definitely not going to do the Dark Brotherhood, which is where I was at last time I played. So, a lot of stuff has happened since I last recorded. I have to get the hell out of this house before I really lock in here. So obviously Switch 2 pre-orders happened, and somehow, by the grace of Satoru Iwata, I was able to secure my Switch 2. I got the Mario Kart bundle, of all things, as well, so I got really lucky. I don't know, I was totally locked into using Best Buy as my option, because we've got a Total Tech membership and the infamous Best Buy credit card with no interest so long as you are making payments and shit. So I was like, hell yeah, let's finance this Nintendo console because that's the world we live in now. So I was totally like, I wrote off Target, wrote off Walmart. Best Buy, for some reason, it's like 45 minutes into midnight and they haven't posted like their sale. Like, it wasn't an option, it just kept saying coming soon. People are getting them at Target and Walmart, and I'm sitting there on Best Buy's website like a dumbass, and I'm like, oh my god, I fucked myself, this is it, I'm gonna have to wait, and the fear of missing out is gonna get me. But somehow, like I said, by the grace of Satoru Iwata, by the grace of Reggie Fils-Aimé, oh shit, a bandit? Bring it on. I was able to get one through Walmart. I don't know, Wario64, if you don't follow him, that is your one-stop shop for knowing anything about like pop culture stuff when it's coming out, trailers of new video games, movies, sales on physical media and digital media of any kind. Great account to follow, great dude. Definitely have your notifications on if you're trying to get a Switch 2, because he'll post when the links go live. He posted that Walmart still had some, so I went to Walmart and somehow just kept mashing buy, and it eventually let me go through. And I thought for like the next week, I was like, oh god, they're gonna cancel my pre-order for sure. Oh my god, are you a Sith? We'll get to that. We'll get to you being a Sith. He said unlimited power. But yeah, somehow I was able to secure it, and it was the Mario Kart bundle, which I was fighting with Target for a while for just a regular Switch 2. I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy the $80 Mario Kart game, whatever. I won't get it for $50 or whatever it turns out to be when you get the bundle. But somehow Walmart saved me, which has never been a sentence that anyone has ever uttered before. Walmart is typically pretty terrible. What is broken? My fur boots. I better use a hammer on my fur boots. Not used to playing on PC. I've been playing mostly on Xbox. This is Fred Figglehorn, by the way. I didn't know what the hell to name him. And I had just gotten done watching WrestleMania like a week or two before, and Fred Figglehorn's dad won the WWE title, and we'll get to that as well. This is going to be a really long video, and if you're just here for Oblivion, enjoy the ride, because we're gonna touch on a lot of things. One thing that I'm gonna briefly touch on at the end is probably gonna get its own video, because I have so many thoughts on it, and the video idea that I've had for it has changed significantly from the moment I woke up this morning to the moment I got home from work. The video is going to be very different from what it's probably going to be now, because so much information has come out. But anyways, we talked about the Switch 2. I'm very excited. The launch games are kind of ass. I'm hoping to just kind of play through like my Switch backlog, like Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm sure Switch 1 games that are compatible will run significantly better. And then if I go through my backlog, it makes me feel better, and it will be like there's other games other than Mario Kart that I'm interested in. Are you enchanted? I thought I saw you glowing or something. I was like... But Oblivion Remastered, obviously, if you guys... I don't know if I've ever talked about it. I know I made a couple videos. I mean, it's probably pushing like 7 or 8 years now, where me and my now fiance, she was my girlfriend at the time, Shelly, started playing through Oblivion, because Oblivion's her favorite game of all time. I've always been more partial to Skyrim. I did not kill you guys in the beginning, or do you guys respawn? I've always been more partial to Skyrim. I did play Oblivion when I was growing up, but obviously it's a lot more complex than Skyrim, so my little brain, which is still very little, had a hard time with it. And I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of shit in this game that's fantastic, and I wish they would have brought it over into Skyrim. And then there's a lot that's like, why the hell did they do that? One thing that I hate about Oblivion is I fucking hate the dungeons, and I tend not to do them if I don't have to. And like the very little of Oblivion that I've played, compared to Skyrim, I don't really run through dungeons. They're way too samey, and like I get so lost in them. Like Skyrim, there's like a narrow, or not narrow, but there's a linear path. It's like, yeah, go this way, go this way, go this way, fight this boss, get this item, and then there's a pathway, an easy path back. Oblivion, it's like, I don't know, man, maybe this is where you go. The slaughterfish always be glitching. But I am enjoying my time with Oblivion. The fresh coat of paint and some of the new mechanics like sprinting have been really great. Like I said, I've been mostly playing on Xbox, just because my computer's in my office and I don't feel like just being the Bart Simpson isolated and weird meme. Now I'm gonna have to remember that. More time with Bart. He's becoming so that I could throw it in here. Weird. I don't know. I feel weird when Shelly's hanging out in the living room on her computer. Like, she has a laptop, and I'm in here, and we're just like yelling to each other. Like, I'd rather just play games on the Xbox then, or my Steam Deck. And speaking of which, this is verified, and it runs like complete horrible, like, dog shit. So I hope that Bethesda or Virtuous or whoever will be in charge of updating this game that was already an update on an old game, can kind of optimize it a little bit better on Steam Deck. Some people are like, oh yeah, I can get it to run at like 30 to 40 frames, but like playing it on my Series X and playing it on my like new PC like runs flawlessly, and it's hard to dip below 60. Even on Series X, like when I went to Kavach, they threw so many fucking enemies at me at one time. Like my whole system like just complete chug. Like it was like 5 frames per second until I killed some of the imps and stuff. But anyways, on to the next one.
What is it?
Obviously, Citizen. Obviously, I've gotten really into pro wrestling again, and I say again without you guys really realizing. Wow, everything's going up. I need like an inn that I can sleep in. As a kid, I think I've mentioned this before. Like growing up in the late '90s, early 2000s, like pro wrestling, WWE was super popular. So odds are you probably enjoyed it. And I don't know. I kind of fell out when they went in a more like kid-friendly PG route in the 2010s. So I stopped watching up until recently when I'm supposed to rent a room. I'm stupid. Up until recently when SummerSlam passed through here in Cleveland last year. Also CM Punk came back, who was one of my favorites towards the tail end of my my watch time.
I do have a...
Yeah, just give it to me. So obviously I'm super invested again. I'm really enjoying the direction that they're taking it. It's far less PG now. And I watched WrestleMania, which was fantastic. I just gotta say, we gotta run through a couple of these things. If you're not interested in pro wrestling, I am sorry. My fiance is not interested in pro wrestling either, and I force her to watch. She low-key kind of got invested in the John Cena Cody Rhodes match. I will say that. Gotta focus on doing this shit. I've kind of went like a spell sword with this class. I don't know. I'm not very good at class building in Oblivion. I feel like that's why I also don't end up enjoying it as much as I should. Now, let's do, yeah. How do I, okay, confirm. My mic's blocking like half the screen, so it's a little obtuse for me to see. I don't enjoy the Jey Uso match with Gunther. I felt like, I don't know, I get he's really popular, but I don't know how you put him over and you make Gunther look so weak in it. But really, the meat and potatoes of me talking about WrestleMania is I wanted to talk about CM Punk and his triple threat with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and the fucking video package that they had before he came out. Like, it was big hype that CM Punk was finally getting his main event at WrestleMania, and they definitely showed out for it. I will try to link the video package. Anybody that is a fan of CM Punk or pro wrestling will obviously recognize the song "This Fire" by Killswitch Engage, and he hasn't used that as his entrance music in a very long time. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just kind of following the red arrow. I don't know what my marked quest is. But that was it was my introduction to Killswitch, which is a fantastic band. I'm not the biggest fan of them now. I was more into them when Howard Jones was the singer. But just that video package, looking back on his whole career and what led him up to this moment, it was fucking insane to see. It was awesome. And it was really cool to have Living Colour there to do Cult of Personality live. One of my favorite songs of all time, ever since Guitar Hero 3, which I would love to play some Guitar Hero 3 again. I have what company made that? Whatever that third-party Rock Band controller was. Man, I played Rock Band 4 for like 3 days with that thing. I was so excited to get it. Had to buy it right when it came out, because I was like, oh my god, I'm craving Rock Band. I totally need to play it. Played it for about 3 days. Never picked it up again. And then now they're like dirt cheap. I see them go on sale for like $60 all the time. And I thought for sure, like, the company will make, like, one wave, and then there'll be, like, some sort of supply chain problem. They'll stop making them. Fuck me, I guess. I bought it for, like, $120-something. I'm a sucker, and I'm like, gotta get it. I gotta get it now. But then one last thing about wrestling. John Cena, they give him his 17th title, all-time record in WWE history. And he's a heel now, which is fantastic. And if you don't know what a heel is in wrestling, that is the bad guy. Baby faces are the good guys. And John Cena, he came in as a heel, but pretty quickly he became super popular with the fans. They turned him face. But I like the direction they're taking him. He's about to face Randy Orton at Backlash in 2 days, I think. I think today's Thursday, which I'm very excited for. Probably it's the guys I grew up watching, like Cena, Orton, Punk. It's those guys that brought me back. But I like a lot of guys like Drew McIntyre was kind of there towards my end. But guys like Dominic Mysterio, sorry, Punkin, you gotta go. Typically, I lock the cats out when I'm recording, but I figured this is gonna be a long episode, so I might as well just leave the door open. And whatever will be, will be. Oh, one more thing. Joe Hendry.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Being at WrestleMania, man, I was so hyped. I went outside for a second, and through my living room window, I just saw his fucking entrance start. Because, like, they were hyping it up as, like, Randy Orton has a mystery opponent at WrestleMania. And I was like, oh, I wonder who it'll be. People were saying Rusev, who was after my time, who I guess is now back as well. But I guess Randy Orton behind the scenes was more like, oh, I want to fight, or I want to face Joe Hendry at WrestleMania. It'll be great. So I'm glad he got his wish, because it definitely was fantastic. Oh, I wonder if the foster kitten is being picked up by the mic. Anyways, on to the next one. Pokemon Emerald turned 20 this past Monday, I think. It was sometime this past week. I posted about it in the probably showed up in your subscription box. I don't know. Do the posts show up there? I never check my subscription box because I'm like subscribed to way too many channels. So I just kind of rely on like the front page and then like whatever notifications I've set up for channels I always watch. I feel like the subs box are just like flooded with like, well, it's mostly flooded with like NBA highlight channels that I follow. And I just am so overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, I don't need to see the same fucking video of Tyrese Halliburton's game winner on my team. So then I don't bother checking it. So I don't know if posts show up there. I'm hoping they do, because I make a lot of posts. Somebody, I forget who it was like, you treat YouTube like a social media page, like you just post like it's fucking Twitter, and I kind of do, because I feel like more people follow my YouTube page than they do my like Twitter attached YouTube page, so I might as well post more on here, where people are gonna actually see it. And I get more engagement on here too. Speaking of engagement, I gotta talk about this. I have this written on the bottom of my my points list. I put a fucking YouTube short up of a glitch that happened to me on the Xbox version of this game. I'm sure that shit like this happens on the PC version as well. I was doing the first Oblivion Gate, and Scamp fucking totally like ragdolled, but like his lower half stayed completely still. Just for like a split second. It was total like YouTube poop-esque stuff. I thought it would get maybe a couple hundred views. That thing got like 70,000 views. So that was pretty sweet to get some viewage like that. I think I just completely went back to Cheydinhal, which is where I was before with the fucking Dark Brotherhood. I walked all the way here. Let's just keep walking some other direction. But anyways, Pokemon Emerald being 20 years old really fucked me up, and it also made me remember this one time. I posted about this as well, because I thought it was funny, and I just wanted to post about it. I didn't know if I would end up recording, so I couldn't talk about it. When I was a kid, I think it was for Fire Red and Leaf Green. I don't think it was for Emerald. Whenever the Pikachu GBASP came out, I'll try to look it up if I remember a specific time frame. I was there at Toys R Us for like a Mewtwo, or it was a Mew distribution. Like, if you don't know, back in the day, you used to have to go to like game stores to get like exclusive Pokemon. Like GameStop did it a lot too during like the DS era. But you would go and you'd trade with I think it was like a Toys R Us employee. I don't think like Pokemon Company sent people out. But they I know they sent like specific carts out to the stores with like 100 Mews on it, and that the first 100 people that showed up got a Mew, and you could just trade like a fucking Zigzagoon or something for it. But that's how you got a lot of rare Pokemon back in the day. I don't really know why they did it like that, because going back now, you're like pretty locked out. If you're trying to complete a dex, you have to cheat essentially. But I was standing in line, and there's a Simpsons moment. I think it's the episode where Bart steals from the Try and Save. There's a kid who's... Oh, yeah, it is that episode, because it's fucking Bone Storm or Bloodstorm or whatever. And the kid is standing there at the game's shelf or whatever, the game's case. And his mom's like, "Don't you already have this game?" And he's like, "No, Mom, I have Bloodstorm and Bone..." I can't even do it. I'll try to fucking put it in the video.
Gavin, don't you already have this game?
No, Mom, you idiot!
I have Bloodstorm and Bone Squad and Bloodstorm 2, stupid.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey. We'll take a bone storm.
Well, get two. I'm not sharing with Caitlin.
Because there's a kid at the fucking distribution event that was in front of me in line, had a complete functioning Game Boy Advance SP, nothing wrong with it, was standing in line to get Mew, saw the Pikachu one, and just had like this complete fucking brat mentality and just demanded that his mom got him that. And she did. And I just stood there and was like, holy shit, what the hell's wrong with this kid? If I did that, I'd get told go to hell. And I don't know, it stuck with me. And like every time I look back on like Gen 3, especially distribution events, that's all I fucking think about. I'm like, I wonder where that kid is. I don't think he's a well-adjusted person. It was just like, I wish that I could remember the full Simpsons quote. I'm such an encyclopedia of that show until I really need to quote it in real like contextual conversation. Usually I'm in a conversation with a random person about something non-Simpsons related, and I'm like, it's just like that one Simpsons episode. But speaking of 20th anniversaries of things that I loved growing up, Revenge of the Sith just had its 20th anniversary. It was in theaters. I did not go see it. Shelly is not a Star Wars fan, and so did not go see it. But I am rewatching through the prequels on my own time, and I'm gonna have a hot take here. I'm hoping to do a full video on it, not anytime soon. What am I trying to say here? I'm hoping to do a full video on the prequels and my rewatching through them, because it's been at least like 15 years since I've sat down and actually like rewatched them. I think probably I was pushing 15 the last time I sat and watched like all the Star Wars movies, specifically the prequels. Which, hot take, I enjoy the prequels more, and it's probably the nostalgia factor growing up with them. But I don't know. Even now, I'm like watching these movies and I'm like, why the fuck did people think this was bad? But maybe it's the sequel trilogy has really put it in perspective, and I hope it's put it in perspective for other people as well. Who's behind me? Okay. Star Wars could have been a lot worse, and it did become worse because those movies are not very good. I had so much hope for them too, and the first one's not terrible. The Force Awakens. See, I can't even remember the names of them. But I've been playing through a bunch of Star Wars games now. Actually, I just had a coffee burp, and I finished my coffee like a half hour ago. How long is this episode? I hope that people are still here and still watching. I've been playing through Battlefront 2, like the OG 2005 Battlefront 2. I've been doing the 501st campaign. I think I just got to the Order 66 mission yesterday before I turned it off. And then also on my Steam Deck, I've been playing through Lego Star Wars, the complete collection, which almost was going to be the game that I set this to, of me just doing a state of affairs. Another bandit, your money or your life. I know that's who this is. Yeah, talk to me.
Your money or your life.
Easily done. Oh god, is there more? What the hell? We gotta lock in. You will not have my money or my life.
I'm just warming up, you pathetic worm.
But I've been having so much fun running through those games again. Pretty much, I don't think I play any new games anymore. Are you another highwayman? Because I will kill you. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, you're separate from them. You're a fucking bandit. I love this fucking dagger. But I think that's it. I think I talked about everything. So I think I can leave. I'm free. Fred Figglehorn is free. I don't know why I named him Fred Figglehorn. Like I said, John Cena won, and Shelly was like, hey, I didn't know Fred Figglehorn's dad was a wrestler. Jokingly, of course, but anyways, I'm Good Old Fashioned Cola. Thanks for joining me on this state of affairs. I'm hoping that I record a little bit more because I have some time tonight, And like I said, I want to... Oh, I never even talked about my point, and I'm just going to save it for a full video because we've gone on way too long here. And I have to do a lot of editing for this. Probably to cut it down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I'm Good Old Fashioned Cola. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys back here next time.